Hey Aquarius, how's it going? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. All right, first card that we have out is Strength. Strength is connected with Leo, but keep in mind we all have Leo within our charts. Leo rules an area of our birth chart. And Leo's also connected with the sun, too. Starting off with Strength, usually there's something going on that you may be like struggling with, or it could be difficult, it could be a challenge. But strength is ultimately about like asserting your own willpower and knowing that that's going to be the ultimate deciding factor on what's going on. This looks like it's associated with something that you've been working on or something that you've been putting your energy into. It seems like it's like having like the willpower to maybe see something through or continue the work that you're doing. Because you could be at a point, I'm seeing 8 of Pentacles, so you would feel further along with this process. You could be feeling like you're nearing the end, but you still have like a little bit of a ways to go. And you could be like, I don't know if I can really do this, like that type of thing. That's where I'm seeing you be right now. This is a reminder that you got this. This is definitely encouragement that you're getting from your guides to continue to keep going, that ultimately like you're calling the shots here. Like, this is all you and what you decide. Maybe you're understanding strength in a different way than you had been before, though. I'm seeing the Hanged Man here. I'm also seeing 4 of Swords. Having strength and having Hanged Man can be that, like, what may have represented resilience to you before, or something difficult to you before, or like how you were meant to show up before, that may be changing. So your ideas about like what does a strong person look like, or like a strong character, your ideas about what that was, or like what do I fight for, what do I care about, your idea, especially because Leo's connected with the heart, your idea of what those things are, to have the Hanged Man here, there may be like a revelation that's happening. And I'm also seeing 4 of Swords too. So this can be actually taking the time to like pull back or pull away or take a break from something in order to see clearly. I'm also hearing in order to focus. I do feel too, like just an example that's coming through, Strength and Hanged Man and 4 of Swords can be, like in the past, I thought that the strong and courageous thing to do would be to like stick with this and stick through this. Now you may be seeing like what real strength is actually you recharging, or you recovering, or you doing what you need to do in order to get your energy back up. Where before you could have been like, strength is just pushing through it and like ignoring how I'm feeling. Now you could be at a spot where like, I'm realizing that this is more so about having the strength to check in with my needs and to actually follow through with that. So it can be that sort of thing. But this may not be something that's easy for you to do, because before it could have been like, it's difficult to push through, but I'm going to do it anyway. Meanwhile, you may have been ignoring something that you needed. Now you can be having some type of revelation that's connected with like what you actually need, and then showing up for yourself in that way. But before you could have, like, your ideas about showing up, it may have been different. So it seems like there's something that's being realized now, like seeing the strength in pulling back, seeing the strength in like emptying, you know, like that type of thing. In resting. So it feels like this is, the word inaction is coming through, but I'm seeing this more like you could have taken action to take more action. This may be taking action to do something that you feel like is inactive, but something is actively happening. You may just not be like busying yourself. Before you could have been like, I'm gonna stay busy, busy, busy and do this and this and this. You may be getting to a point though where you're like, the harder thing to do is to actually sit still right now and to be within my own energy and ask myself what I need and to calm down, or to actually rest thoroughly. Because it even looks like there's healing that's happening as you're doing this. I'm hearing something about being punctured. You could feel like something happened and your energy or something is impacted by this. Your energy, meaning like your auric field, is what I'm getting the sense of, especially on Neptune here. Like there can be stuff that's going on within the heart chakra because we have strength here, and also with Neptune there are like spiritual implications of this as well, and you may be like recovering or something in connection with this. This can also, it seems like this may also connect you back with like even your creativity. It could be you're figuring something out about what you want, trying to find focused direction, but you could feel like you're not in the place to make this decision yet, like you're still not seeing everything. This can be what you want to be doing and playing out. Like what roles you're signing up for. You're eventually going to be able to make this choice, but it seems like needing to take care of yourself first, and then you're going to be able to see something clearly. Feel like you need to see something, you need to decide something, you need to move forward. But there's like a bit of a challenge first that you need to work through. You could feel too like this is like you're like things won't progress until this is moved through. Like there's a block that's put on the progress until this is tended to. Okay. Oh, so this is also about like what makes you happy genuinely. And before you could have thought that doing things in a certain way or having something or working within something made you feel happy, but it looks like that's also changing too. Strength and Ten of Cups is like actually going towards the things that you feel like are genuinely connected with your heart space, but what you had seen as like the good fight or like the battle or whatever, like what you were fighting for, what you were willing to go through, that type of thing, and like why you were doing it, and it was going to make you happy if you went in that direction or did things in that way. That may be changing. So before you could have been like, I'm doing this for these reasons and for this result, and that's really going to satisfy me at the end of the day. That's really going to feel fulfilling to me. That may not be the case anymore. So something about this is changing and shifting. It's kind of like your pursuit of happiness, actually, that's going through a shift. But this also means that the approach that you take is going to change too. And it feels too like it's because something within the heart space is happening as well. So before, when you were in a certain like mode of operating, you could have been like connected with a frequency of something, that did feel satisfying, or it did do what you needed it to do. But now this is about releasing your old ideas of that in order to clear your vision and see what this is for you currently, because something has definitely changed here for you. But you may need some time in order to see this. But you could have other things that you're like, well, I need to tend to these things too. Maybe I like can't afford to take this time, or like have this break or whatever. So that can be something that you're feeling preoccupied by. I'm seeing you be encouraged to really open yourself up to what's available to you, things that you may not have even been seeing before as options. So you just keeping an open mind going to be very, very helpful for you. Ten of Cups and Six of Cups, but then also to have the Nine of Swords here. Ten of Cups and Six of Cups can be feeling like you're gonna find what you need in the past in some way, or something that you've connected with before. But it feels more like a revisiting potentially. So you getting into this place of being like, when I think about like happiest times and happiest moments, what is that bringing up for me? And I'm seeing Six of Cups, so something is brought up for you. But then also Nine of Swords about it. So it's like when you try to connect with that, you feel a very, very happy memory or something nostalgic that's popping up. You really feel that within the heart space. But then having Nine of Swords can be feeling like there's a detriment or something, like feeling upset about something, or feeling in your head, or feeling worried, or just there's something like all-encompassing even mentally that's going on with this. So you would see this and be like, oh, 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, somebody's reconnecting with something that feels valuable to them as far as like roots or home, or something that brings me such joy to like think back on, and I feel so connected with that. But then it leads to this place where you're like beside yourself. So how do we go from something feeling very, very happy and very, very sweet even? Because Nine of Cups is also something that's meant to be like gentle, something that's meant to be nice. And then having Nine of Swords, there's something going on that's connected with that. Let's actually see. Because like, how do we get there? It just seems like something happens in between that's not showing up. Like something's going on between the lines. So what is this that's happening? This is healing that's happening. It's about stuff that's connected with pain that was experienced. It's like a happy time. Stuff that's connected with the past. And then having the Three of Swords be the thing that's in between this, but the Three of Swords coming out reversed. It's like pain that you still may struggle when this is being brought up, but having Three of Swords come out reversed, this is healing. So you can be thinking about this and being like, wow, I feel really happy when I think about it, and then I get to that one point where I like feel the pain that's connected with that. Coming to coming back to this place of like puncture, but I'm seeing it as being like a spiritual thing, like an energetic thing, like something that has impacted your auric field where you're like, it's not whole there. Like something happened there. And it feels like this is bringing up stuff and it's being tended to. So there's some type of process of healing here that's going on, specifically connected with past stuff. Like this can even be stuff from like childhood and whatnot. This can be stuff from past lives. Feels like crying when you think about something. I'm seeing you too, like privately thinking about this, like privately reflecting on this. Feels too like a decision that needs to be made, kind of connected with what you want or what holds meaning for you. You can feel like you're not in that place yet, like deciding something that feels like a big thing or an important thing here. I think too, when you look back on something, like it feels happy and it also feels upsetting simultaneously. And I'm seeing that sort of being reviewed as well. And something that you're doing something with this. Like this is being brought back up. This is being reflected on because you're working with it in some way. So I'm not just seeing you be like walking down memory lane just to walk down memory lane. There's actually a purpose for looking back into this stuff because you're doing something with it. And I'm actually seeing that it's working into what seems like a direction that you may be going into, or it may be helping you clarify something about a choice that's going to be made. Working too with what you have as well. So you're going through like a spiritual energetic transformation right now. So maybe this is also like helping, giving you direction too. This is definitely coming back up to be worked with. I'm seeing Ace of Cups and I'm seeing Four of Cups, which is an interesting thing to see. Ace of Cups can be like an opportunity to connect, or it can be like connected with love and that type of thing, or just feeling, because cups have to do with like all of the senses. It doesn't just have to be one thing. But there could have been like an opportunity to connect, or something you perceived as like a door, something like that. But then having Four of Cups can be somebody deciding against it. So it's like the Ace of Cups coming through and that being offered to somebody and somebody rejecting that or saying no. And something could have changed because of that. I'm even seeing stuff about like relationships and whatnot. Having Eight of Pentacles and having Eight of Cups can be like something that's being worked on, that has been being worked on, but getting to the point of being like, this doesn't feel like my Two of Cups, and wanting to move forward with things. And that's where I'm seeing your energy get involved with this. It's like being hopeful about like connecting in some way. But I'm also seeing Devil and I'm seeing Three of Swords, and it seems like this more than anything is what's being worked on, because Devil and Three of Swords can be what we do to try to like fix the pain, or like being tempted in a direction that's not really going to be a solution. But we're doing that because we hope that it helps with it, or it can like numb us to stuff that's going on, or it can be, again, like more escaping, because I'm also seeing Hanged Man here too. I think too that stuff that's connected with your past there's like a reframing that's happening. And I'm seeing there be time that you're taking as you're moving through this. Feels like it may be very, very difficult for you to focus on your pursuit of happiness as you're going through this right now. But it's also like changing your understanding and reframing things that are connected with your past. For some of you, specifically childhood stuff. And I'm seeing that right now, having Four of Swords be connected with Nine of Swords. This is like you need to take care of yourself and do self-care, especially mentally. In other ways too, but because we have swords here, there's a very, very big focus on mental health and what you need. And it seems like you need to get into this place of either deciding to do this or needing to make a choice that maybe it's somehow like all connected with this. For some of you, you know that a choice needs to be made and that's what you're currently reflecting on. But you also feel like this like self-care stuff may need to be addressed because you feel like it's a block to you going any further until this actually gets addressed. But it may be something that's really difficult for you to do because I'm seeing strength and I'm seeing Nine of Swords. So this can be you facing your fears in some way. Because Nine of Swords can be like the worst case scenario, me completely catastrophizing, like those types of energies that really bring us into the depths of getting to know our fear and what's going on within the darkness, especially in the heart space. And having strength and having Nine of Swords is your guides being like, you got this, you can get through this. It's just about like how determined and how willing you are too. It's like if you think, nope, this is too much, I can't do it, then that will be it. If you think this is really challenging for me and I'm still going to show up and get through it, then that's what's going to happen. It's really just what you set your mind to, what you set your heart and what you set your mind to here. And it seems like having something that's like a light at the end of the tunnel or like something that brings you hope or something like that. I'm seeing that also be important for you as well. Like trying to stay afloat as you're going through this because it feels really challenging. I'm seeing a decision that needs to be made. I'm also seeing you looking into it and trying to like sort through all of this stuff. There can also be stuff that's being released, like stuff that you're like mourning. I'm also hearing stuff that you're gravitating towards. And then to see the 10 of Pentacles and to see 2 of Pentacles, there can be things that are going on here where it's like you could be figuring stuff out about your living situation. You could be figuring things out about your finances. Having 10 of Pentacles can be like things are good, but 2 of Pentacles means needing to prioritize what's important. It can mean that you have like money or resources and that you need to be like using them wisely and deliberately, like those sorts of things. A decision, trying to figure out that decision, you looking into stuff having to do with like livelihood, stability, your goals, your safety, your security, even just like stuff that you're trying to accomplish within 3D. And some of you, this, not for everybody, but some of you, this is specifically connected with a relationship, a living situation, a marriage, can be connected with anything that you have created some sort of like relationship with that you may tend to regularly, that you may even be potentially committed to in some way, or you're like a centerpiece within that could be, okay? I'm seeing Leo and I'm seeing Virgo here. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here, and I'm also seeing Neptune here too, which also too, like having Neptune can be my fantasy of how things are versus how things actually are and needing to merge the two. And that can also be part of why you're having a difficult time making this decision, because you still may be in a space where you're releasing like a fantasy that's not actually reality. While still also trying to like maintain hope that you can create something that you want or something that you're striving for in the present moment, and that you don't need to be holding on to the past when the past is something that's not going to presently be realized. So it feels like there's a coming to terms that's happening. Okay, I want to thank everyone for connecting. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.